Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Welcome to Simmons Insights. My name is Allison Little, and I'm on the marketing team here at Simmons Research. I'll be moderating today's session, so let's quickly cover a few logistics before we get started. Given the high volume of attendees on today's call, we've placed everyone in listen-only mode. That said, if you have questions or comments throughout the session, please use the question feature in your GoToWebinar panel. We'll address these at the end of the presentation. As a reminder, all attendees will receive the recording of today's presentation within the next few business days. Today's speakers are Jen Olson, Senior Marketing Manager at Simmons Research, and Ashley Brown, Product Solutions Manager at Simmons Research. And at this point, I'll hand it over to Jen.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our overview of Simmons Insights. Thanks, Allison, for the introduction. We're here today to go over some of the new features of our Simmons Insights platform. Next slide, please. As a little agenda here, what we're going to be talking about is to give you some background on how we came up with the Simmons Insights tool, some of the research we did. Second, we're going to do a little demo training session. Ashley's going to cover that part. Then I'm going to be back to talk about the upcoming updates and features that we're going to be adding to Simmons Insights. And finally, we'll finish up with that question and answer back with Allison. So if you want to go to the next slide, let's get started. So I want to start by giving you a little background on how and why we developed the Simmons Insights tool. OneView is the platform we've been using, but we've heard feedback. So we talked to many clients, end users, and others about our current platform. We asked about their workflow. We asked how the tools and the data that they actually use on a day-to-day basis, how do those fit into their workflow personally, across the business unit, and all that sort of stuff. We asked a whole lot of questions. We asked about reporting. We asked about data usability. We asked about dashboards, about quick reports, and about speed and ease of use for tools that our tools and other tools that they use. And we heard a lot. We listened. We heard about their likes, about their dislikes. We heard a lot about pain points. We heard wish lists, so things that they wanted to do, ways that we could improve the access and the usability of our platform and our data. And you know what? We listened and we kept listening. We use this feedback as fuel to create a user interface that fits users' needs. So we wanted to go and say, we want to build what you're telling us you need, not what we thought you needed, and most definitely not how it's always been done. And this is going along with Simmons in general. We're trying to take this and take that step out of the box and say, what can we do that's completely different? And what we came up with here was Simmons Insights. It not only improves upon the basic features of OneView, but adds and is going to add even more levels of accessibility and utility for our clients. And it's also faster. It's a lot faster. Search is better. In fact, we've added an entire new level of search called Smart Search that helps intuitively search for terms without worrying about spacing or word order or matching the term exactly. It also gives you a lot more results, so you never have to worry about trying and retrying your search to find a frequently used term. Finally, it's not only cool, but it will save you a lot of time. So today, we're going to show you our first version of Simmons Insights and walk you through how to use this new tool. So a little preview of what to expect here. We've made both visual and functional improvements. Of course, the Simmons data is still available. That includes our quick reports, which are better and more interactive than they were before. We've modernized the look. We've added a lot more open space for you to see and analyze your data. And I mentioned Smart Search before. It's a flat text-based search that will show you in a few minutes exactly how it works. There's no more worrying about saving over crosstabs that you've created in the past. With the Save As functionality, you have the ability to save it with a slightly different name. So you can kind of iterate your crosstabs and say, this worked, this didn't work, but I can go back to that other one. So it'll give you a little heads up that there's already a file named that. And finally, you have the ability to build and define segments using that same Smart Search technology with the ability to combine multiple targets right inside that Smart Search box. This will make a little bit more sense later. So as this is our first public release of this platform, we're constantly looking for ways that we can build it better, stronger, and faster. For now, we've released a limited set of studies in the new platform, and we'll be adding to this list as we go, but we just wanted to let you know what's in there right now. So after Ashley's done with the demo, I will be back to tell you more about what's to come. So take it away, Ashley.
Thank you, Jen. Again, my name is Ashley Brown. I'm a product solutions manager here at Simmons Research. Click this and go into the platform to show you. Hopefully some of you have already seen it because it is live to the public now. If you have a login for Simmons OneView, you can use the same login you have to get into Simmons Insights. The URL is simple, just www.simmonsinsights.com, and then use your existing login information. So obviously what we see here when we log in first is that this looks completely different than OneView. The screen is cleaner. We don't have all those boxes with the crosstabs, the rows, the coding box. What you have here at the center of the screen is our Smart Search function, which I'll go into here a little more in a second. We also have over here to the left, most notably, we've moved our Crosstab tool palette to the left side of the screen rather than it living on the right where it used to. So you have your studies over here. You can open, save crosstabs, bases, columns, rows, and then some stuff for when you make your crosstabs, metrics, chart type, and you can also export. Up here, we have options to go to your Crosstab. You can do quick reports. We have a few other tools that will be moving into the platform, and then just some more toolbars. So like Jen said, the hallmark of this new Insights platform is going to be what we're naming Simmons Smart Search. To me, it is my favorite thing about this, and also probably if you are a user in OneView, you know that we have had some limitations in the past with our search feature, like typing something in and there being too many results, or you have to spell something exactly correct to find the answer. It doesn't show you everything around it. So now we've really made a difference there. The first thing being that we now are functioning on a flat text search feature, meaning if we just go here into the Smart Search box, you can type in a few letters. After you type about 3, you'll start seeing results. So I just typed in CHA. You can see we're pulling up things like chairman, challenge, Chambord, champagne, champs, anything with CHA is pulling up. The more I type, the more I get. So char, now I've got charcoal, M, charmed, Charmin. As more I type, I'll get what I'm looking for. So now if I'm looking for Charmin, you can go down and scroll through and see that we have everything that has to do with Charmin. We've also updated the spacing feature. So if you're looking for something like a smartphone user, you can type in smartphone user without a space. If I were to remove that space, it will give me the same results regardless of there being a space in the word smartphone or not. We've also upped the limit of characters when you search something. So say you put in something like cable, instead of it coming up with a no search results, there are too many results, we get this huge folder here of everything that has to do with cable. I could scroll for a few minutes with everything in here. Anything in our NHCS that has cable in it, you're going to find it. So I'm sure you get the point. I won't keep scrolling, but you can also see we have these small logos beside our data points. If you look at one with a folder, that's going to be the category. You open it up, it'll have the questions beneath it. When you click on the question, you have the answers to that question right there. And then you can start selecting the answers that you want to use right from the box. So we'll just click on that. For today, I'm going to do a pretty simple example for us. I'm going to zoom in so you can see the screen just a little bit better while I'm doing this. So for example, I'm just going to do something like women who watch cable TV or have been to Target in the past few weeks. So if you type in female, you can just go ahead and select female. Then it will give you the option to select your connectors. So you could say and. If we're going to be looking for a certain age range, if we need parentheses, we just type in a parenthesis. I can now type in an age range that I'm looking for. Select that. I'll press or to or that together. And then find 35 to 39, the age I'm looking for, and I can close the target. If I also want to look at where they've been shopping or something, I can press and I'll type in target, that they've purchased there the last 3 months. And you can see we've already coded out our full target in like a matter of 1 minute. Whereas if we were in OneView, we're having to drag and drop into the coding box. Here, you just type directly from your keyboard. There is no dragging and dropping. You don't have to select the and and the or with your mouse. It's pretty much instantaneous. Another feature that we've added here on top of the Smart Search box is that we're automatically doing the sample and weighted for you. Many times you can build out a fully coded out target and have a lot of intricate things in there, and then you code it out and maybe your sample size isn't as big as you would like. So now before you even add this to your columns and rows, you can just look quickly above the box and see that we have a sample size of 1,200 and a weighted of 14 million. When you're ready to move this to your columns, bases, or rows, just go to the right-hand side of the Smart Search box and click the corresponding icon. So I'm going to move this to our columns. I just simply press columns, and you can see over here on the left, it has shown up for us. Something also great about this is you can double click on it and we can name it whatever we would like. 25 to 39, shop at Target. So I know sometimes it'll be easy to type things in because you know exactly what you're looking for and you can search it right there. But say you do have, want to look through the dictionary. If you go to the left of the Smart Search box where it says all and click the arrow, it's going to be right here for you, the way you're probably used to seeing it in OneView. So just for this example, I'm going to look at some attitudes and opinion statements. We can go to our lifestyle statements. You can see all of the folders here. Then once you go ahead and expand it, it will show you the questions. When you click on the questions, I'll just do attitudes about shopping, any agree. When you click on that question, it puts all of the answers up over here for you in the Smart Search box. The good thing you can do here is you can hover over and you can see the full statement, but we do have the full statement showing for you anyways. You can also select multiple items within a category and or them together, or just use Shift and Control like you do anywhere else in a computer to select them all. So for this example, I'm just going to select each one of these as an individual row item. Just a quick note, when you do want to go to select multiples, and the note is above the Smart Search box as well, press the Control or Shift key first before you press anything, because if you just press this, it'll automatically get you to code this out. So I'll start over here, and we will select all of those. Bear with me 1 second. So I'm going to press Shift, click this first one, scroll all the way down to the bottom while still holding Shift, and now I have them all. If I did want to AND them, I just press AND. If I want to OR them, I will OR them. I want to just move them and have them be their own individual row. So then I'll just go here to the top little results box and press the rows icon. And now you can see that the rows, they're all moved over. Another good thing that we've done here is we've added question and answer text to be a default. If you are wanting to make sure that you know what question you're asking, it's going to have the question and answer text here for you, so there's no confusion on what you've run. Zoom out just a little bit really quick. When you are ready to run, you'll just go ahead and press this red arrow right besides the Smart Search box on the right hand side, and it'll say run. When you run that, it'll automatically populate your crosstab for you. Clearly, we've completely changed the way the crosstab looks now. Instead of defaulting to a crosstab view where all of the data elements are on top of each other within one cell, we've moved it to what we term the private eye view. This was directly from a lot of our clients who said they mostly use the private eye view anyways. So we have made it a little bit easier for you so you're not having to change it. We've added conditional formatting. You can see that clearly. Anything the higher the number is, the more shading there's going to be in that cell. So if we have 84.3% here, we're going to have a lot of green shading in there, whereas 42% has a little bit less. You can also hover over every data element in the crosstab and see what it says. So it's a little bit more interactive. If you want to see your full crosstab on the screen, you're welcome to collapse the tool palette ribbon. You just press the arrow and it goes over to the left. And now you can see everything on here. You can, use the scroll bar left and right. You can go up and down. And then if you don't want to see all of this sample weighted vertical, horizontal, and index, simply just expand the ribbon again. We can go back down to metrics here. And we can select what we want to see. So if we only want to see the sample weighted vertical and index, we just go and unclick horizontal. When you unclick horizontal, you'll see it will take horizontal off. If you want to add it back in, just do the same thing. If you want to name and save your crosstab, you can go right here on the top left-hand side where it says name Crosstab, and you can name it whatever you would like. If you want to save it, there's the cloud with an arrow. You'll just select that and it will save it for you. If you try to save it again, it will tell you that you've already saved something with the exact same name and give you the option to rename it, the Save As feature like Jen spoke about earlier. Something else we have here is going to be custom highlighting and filtering for you. If you see this little box right here that looks like a funnel with an addition sign, if you select that, this will give you the option to do some custom highlighting and filtering. For example, if you want to quickly be able to look at indexes that are greater than 110, we can ask it to go ahead and make the background purple. We add the new rule, apply it, and then you'll see it took the conditional formatting off and then added that for us. If you want to get rid of this formatting that you have, you can just press the funnel with the arrow and it will reset it to our initial conditional formatting that we had. If we're ready to export this, we can just go over to this side, expand it, and then export it. You can pick the file type. We'll just do export XLS. And then you can see that it exports the file rather quickly, and it also keeps the conditional formatting on there. The arrows for anything above 100 are there, below 100 are there, all the conditional formatting. You do have the ability to remove this if you want by simply just selecting this and then clearing the rules and conditional formatting if you don't want that there on your Crosstab export. So once we've done that, we have our Crosstab. If you want to see any sort of different views, again, you go here. And then sometimes I know it's really hard to adjust to a new platform. If you're used to working in one view for years, you might be like really loving this search function, but still kind of maybe every once in a while you want to use the coding box still or see it in a way you're used to seeing it. We have added a functionality in here that lets you see it in the classic one view way. If you go over underneath the smart search box, it will say dictionary search. Click on dictionary search and it will take you here. Anyone who's used OneView, this probably looks very, very familiar to you. You can see first what we've done. We've completely widened the window panes here. So I know, a lot of times when you're working in OneView, it was hard to see the full statement. You always had to hover over to see what it was. Well, now we've widened the question and answer windows. And if you hover over it, you can see the whole thing, but we've also wrapped the text, so you really don't even need to hover over it. Just if you scroll through, you'll see everything you're looking for. We've also moved the bases tab, which previously lived behind the columns and rows. It's now all in the same pane. So bases will be at the bottom. You don't have to worry about remembering or clicking back and forth to see what base you've added. You can also see we still have our scratch tab. All of your definitions are available in here. So any definitions that you have created in OneView will move over here into the Simmons Insights platform. You also have the coding box down here if you are wanting to code that way rather than straight from the smart search box. Also, if you want to maybe double check the work that you've done in the smart search box, you have the ability to pull this over and see what you've gotten. Another thing is that the dictionary search and the smart search work in tandem. So say I build out what I've built out now in dictionaries in smart search, but now I want to add a few more items. So maybe I just want to add males. I would go in here and I can add male by dragging and dropping it into the box, and you can see it instantly pops up over here in the left-hand side under the columns where I had built the smart search. If say I've done that and now I want to go back to smart search, I simply in the top right-hand corner just press the smart search button. It'll take me back to smart search. I can rerun my crosstab and now it's added the male target. So they are working hand in hand. You don't have to live out of one or the other. If you want to use a definition, head on back to dictionary search, pull your definition over, head on back to smart search to finish up any sort of searching you want to do and run it from there, or you can run it right from here as well with this arrow. So we've made it really easy to navigate back and forth. You'll be able to use both the new smart search functionality and crosstab building in tandem with what you're accustomed to using in OneView right now. So some other updates that we've done is our quick reports. You'll go to that by Insights and quick reports. When you get here, you can see obviously we have completely changed the way they look, the coloring. I'm going to change myself to the Connect study really quick so we have all of them. So here they all are. It is the same quick reports. We just have made a few of them more interactive. We've also changed the coloring, make it a little bit more modern. Probably this is something more like you would want to show directly to a client rather than having to alter yourself. The Smart Search function here does work the same as it did. So say we just want to look at males who have cable TV. We can code that out and then you just click over here for it to go to the base or the target. I'll move that to my target. If we want to do just a quick demographics profile, it works the same. You select the profile, you press run, and then it is going to export that for you instantly. The colors have changed. You can hover over it. You can get all the information on if they like what the sample, the weighted, the percentage, and the index is. You can also still export this as an Excel file. So if you export it as an Excel file, you can see it's a lot quicker than the previous one view. You still get all of these charts and graphs that you can use, as well as all the crosstabs that were used to make it. If we want to go back, we can go to dashboard, which is right up here above the target box. That'll take us back here where we can go ahead and see the rest of the profiles. The first two, demographics and segmentation, are the only ones you're going to have available if you have only the NHCS. If you do subscribe to our Connect product, which I hope you do because it's really great, you'll have access to everything else behind here just like you did in OneView. One that we've made some significant changes to is our day in the life profile. So I'm going to go ahead and change that and run it for you. We've changed it from a heat map to be a line graph, and we've made it a little bit more interactive. You can see now it's not a heat map. It's still giving you the same data. It's just in a bit easier of a way to read. It does default to smartphones. We've changed it to default to a percentage rather than an index. You can hover over each of these data points and see all of the information, that sample weighted, percent, and index. If you want to change it to index, you just click index over here and it will change it to index. The best part about this now is that you don't have to have all of the devices on here at once. So say, not devices, the activities. So say you're worried about what people are doing on the smartphone, you know, just chatting wise, you can unclick things. So if I go over here to the right, I can click download apps, that'll go away. Click GPS, that'll go away. Listen to music, playing games, social network. Whatever I want to go away, I can click and then it will just go ahead and you can see all you really are concerned about looking at. And again, you can also export these into Excel. All of our QuickPorts can be exported into Excel. If you are looking for a version of what you see here now on the screen, we just recommend using a screenshot or a screen grab to grab the picture of this page right now. We will eventually be making it so you can export it in PDF, but for now, our workaround is the screen grab. Again, if you want to go back, you just go to the dashboard. So that concludes my portion of the Simmons Insights demo. As you can see, we've done a lot of great things. There's a lot more to come. So I'm going to take it back to Jen, who's going to go over that with you.
Thank you, Ashley. So now you've all seen phase one. And like Ashley said, you know, it's really just amazing how much more functional it is. I'm really looking forward to see how our product team can improve on this with more functionality and more features to come. So coming up soon, we'll be releasing updates, you know, periodically to include the full list of Simmons studies. We're also going to add some additional features that we have from OneView, including our multimedia engagement study, data stream, and correspondence mapping and cluster analysis, so you can create segments based on attitudes and behaviors within this tool as well. We're going to be introducing a new feature we're calling Data Haul, which will enable users to pull the file of all 60,000 plus data elements within a Simmons study against your targets and then export that into Excel. So that will allow you to drill down and do a deep profile on your targets, to be able to compare and contrast a couple different targets against everything that's in there. And another new feature we're looking to build coming soon is called Storyboard. And what that is going to be, it's going to enable users to build their own visual reports based on what's important to you and your workflow. You'll be able to set up various dashboards that will automatically update each time a new study is released. And another way to kind of think about this is along the lines of a full set of custom quick reports, personalized to your workflow, your data needs, and your specific targets. So there's a lot more to come from Simmons Insights. We're looking to add features and modules that will streamline your workflow, incorporate additional data and functionality, and make your job faster, easier, and more fun. So we'll be back periodically to show you more, but for now, we'd like to take your questions. So I will hand it back to Allison to coordinate this next part of our webinar. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. All righty. At this point, like Jen mentioned, we'll be doing a Q&A. So if you didn't answer or input any questions into your panel during the webinar, please feel free to go ahead and do that now. We've gotten some great questions, so I'd like to start with the first one. And Ashley, this is for you. Will I be able to use OneView and Simmons Insights at the same time?
Yes, so right now, because it is an evolving product, you will be able to use Insights and OneView at the same time. As I said, your OneView login does work for Insights. If you find that you want to head back into OneView for a minute to do something there, you certainly can. They are living in tandem. It's not an either or at this moment.
Awesome. Next question. How can I provide feedback for Simmons Insights?
Right now, if you go into the platform, there will be a button for feedback. It will just say you can email the feedback to accountservicecenter@simmonsresearch.com.
Next question. If I want an in-depth training for myself and or my team, who should I reach out to?
If you want an in-depth training, that's obviously something we are happy to give. If you can reach out to your account manager or your account director, and they can get that set up with our product solutions team, and somebody from the product solutions team will be happy to provide you and your team with a more in-depth training where you can do a little bit more one-on-one Q&A. If you do not know your account director or account manager's information off the top of your head, again, accountservicecenter@simmonsresearch.com. You can just shoot an email over there and we'll get you all taken care of.
Thanks, Ashley. Next question. What does the red question mark text mean in Smart Search?
That is just a color of, I think you mean, I'm going to go back into Insights. If you're talking about the actual question mark beside it, it's just the coloring that we've done. If that's incorrect, feel free to email and I can make sure to give you the right answer, but I'm not, since I can't see exactly what you're talking about. I think you're just saying when you're looking through the Smart Search, it pulls up with a question mark beside the question, and that's just what we choose to color the text.
Yeah, there's both an icon and a color to sort of help distinguish the various levels. So there's the category, the question, and then the answer level.
Awesome. Next question. How soon will you have the double base survey data available?
That, I know we are working on moving all sorts of stuff like that in the platform because it is an evolving thing. I can't give you a specific date right now. We are making a lot of changes, daily and quarterly. And as everything is announced, we will make sure to keep you informed of the changes. But that is something I would have to specifically speak with our product team on. So we can circle back with you after that, after this call.
All righty. That concludes today's presentation. I'd like to thank our speakers, Jen Olson and Ashley Brown, and all of our attendees for joining today's call. And I also wanted to let you know that Simmons will be hosting a Simmons Insights user contest, so please be on the lookout for an email from us for further details on that soon. Any unanswered questions will be addressed offline, and as a reminder, we will be emailing a copy of today's recording within the next few business days, so keep a lookout for that as well. Thanks, everybody.